welcome back. Once again, you're watching the Day 4 action from Suzhou, Jiangsu province of China. And this is the live coverage of ITTF for the 2015 Quartz World Table Tennis Championships. I'm Wang Dong. Joining me is my partner here, Michael Anderson. And table 1 action here. The third match will be featuring the women's singles between Feng Tianwei in red and Sabine Winter of Germany. The latter also is a very powerful attacker. Michael, this is going to be quite interesting. The Singaporean lady is in terrific form right now, given that she just won the Asian Cup title not long ago by defeating Liu Shiwen in the final and also semi-final China Zhu Yuling. And the Singaporean ace here would like to make her presence felt for sure.
And it's always interesting to look at Feng Tianwei how she starts competition, starts tournaments, because occasionally, you know, she can be a little bit passive and not do very much at
lethargic.
The table and so on. And Sabine Winter is such an interesting opponent because she burst into the scene 2010 in Moscow, really putting a mark on a good German performance, young at the time, maybe struggled with expectations, and now it's up for a stiff test. But still, I would say that if she is in good form, she can stay in this match. She should be at least have some chances to disturb.
Now, of course, speaking of 2010 Moscow World Table Tennis Championships, Feng Tianwei made herself a hero in there by leading the Singaporean team to the final, and also she took 2 points from the Chinese team and single-handedly helped the Singaporean team lift the trophy of the team event. Who could forget that part?
Absolutely fantastic sporting experience to be there in Moscow and watch this player who can play such a fantastic game. Always exciting. You don't know really what to get from her. Occasionally you can get top level, you can get a little bit below. In that sense, she's not as consistent as maybe the Chinese players.
Well, that's why her coach, Jin Junhong, sometimes could be very critical. Later on, we had to have a shot of her as well. She, of course, Jin initially came from Shanghai, a former national team member, like her student Feng Tianwei, who also was trained in China under the Chinese system. And she came from Heilongjiang province, and later on, of course, she immigrated to Singapore. Now she is representing that country, and a totally household figure, you know, shall we say, in that country now, sought after.
Heavily bandaged on the on the left knee, I would say. A bit. Seems to have something disturbing her.
Beautiful reaction there. Very fast from Feng Tianwei.
Yeah, close to the table. She's so explosive and very good playing off the opponent's speed and power.
And of course, her powerful backhand is also one of her trademarks. On many occasions right now, she could also demonstrate her forehand thanks to the coaching job done by Jin Junhong. You know, the coach actually mentioned in the past that Feng Tianwei's forehand needs to be really improved. Namely, knowing how to utilize your forehand whenever needed.
Couple of good serves by Sabine Winter. Just short to Feng's forehand. She struggled on both those returns.
Good answer from Sabine. Oh, but not the third. Not the third one, when she was pushed far away from the table.
Yeah, footwork is not Sabine Winter's strong side, so she needs to really be high quality in returning service here in order to stay close and to be active. serve return.
Yeah. This kind of fake move there, forcing Feng Tianwei to change the direction of the placement. Yet she sent the ball long. 6-4, Sabine.
6-5.
There you go, Jin Hong, Feng's coach. And Jin, of course, finished she actually finished within top 4 of the Atlanta Olympics. She told me this sadly that at that time they didn't have a tie there for the bronze medal. Otherwise, she could have probably, you know, ended up with a bronze medal. And that's one of her regrets. Shanghai native, now also the Singapore's women's team's head coach.
6-7.
Sabine was trying to really stay with the same pace there, but somehow with some difficulty. I would say she's really now like a backbone of the German women's team now.
I think Sabine struggled performance-wise a couple of times. They have a very nice player, Nina Mittelham, coming up, a young, promising junior, and they need to add some competition to be on the team. I mean, Sabine hasn't been used a whole lot in critical situations, so I would call her almost number 4 on the German team for the moment.
But basically, one of her weak points, if I may, is that consistency is not that something she is having right now. You know, she could have her really high moments, and then, you know, she could let it go, and then ups and downs, ups and downs. This kind of pattern has been going on for a while.
7-9.
Serve again, and active, and this time not backhand around the corner with her forehand topspin, and get good contact there and place the ball well.
7-9. Oh, there you go. Forehand from Feng Tianwei. Must be concurred by her coach there. Straight down the line. Very powerful.
Yeah, she's just a good player in changing direction. You saw how deep she went there down the line, and she can use the table so well. I mean, all the angles involved in her game.
Mm-hmm. Close to body shots there. Well retrieved by Sabina. Lobbing that. Not the 4th one. A very focused Feng there. Smashing it. Nine apiece. Critical moment. Changing direction. Again, close to body shot by Feng Tianwei.
Fantastic placement and very quick move. They're still under pressure, but got that perfect placement, and that's where she's so good at.
Game point, Feng Tianwei. Coming back from behind.
And then a mistake in the let her service slip too long and gave Feng really a chance to attack on the serve right away.
A good start, yet Sabine didn't finish well, so she lost the first game 11-9.
Second game, Inter to serve. Love all. Love one.
So let's see if Sabine can bounce back a little bit after losing the first game narrowly, 11-9. She really had a good beginning, yet she just didn't know how to close out in the first game.
You have to come back to that as very crucial in these kind of matches to really get the first game. And she made a few mistakes in the end. Wasn't as confident as. That's of course something that goes up and down during a match, but you have to be, and some of these players need to break it down to really be stronger in the deciding points of the first game. You're not playing for the match, you have to put it into context.
Take a piece. Right down the middle there. And close to body shot again from Feng Tianwei. More than one occasion like this. Very difficult for the German to answer back. Underspin. And then Feng Tianwei with her backhand. And that's really her trademark. Very, very fast, generating the power there.
It seems like Sabine also has some problems when opening with her forehand shot and then coordinating one forehand to the backhand side.
Right.
So anytime you take her and block her forehand topspin down to the backhand side, she's struggling a bit.
Again, backhand change.
5-2.
Concurred by her coach. Short serve. Sabine was trying to really lift it. Taking the ball early, but again, it was long. Not a good start in this game. High toss. Oh, just consistency was not there. The first attack was very, very good.
And what a nice little bit touch with her wrist also, Feng, and that's where she's so good at when she gets the other player attacking on her. She can always adjust a little bit in the last moment with her wrist, and that makes the ball kick a little bit extra, and that causes all kinds of problems. So that's really one of her strengths.
With her quick adjustment, I mean, that's something the German is lacking in right now, and also her footwork is not as good as that of Feng. Again, good retrieval there from Feng. Now attacking. It worked.
Playing much better now, more loose, and really moving, as you said, extremely well. It's the key for her against tougher opponent, really to be quick on her feet.
Absolutely, footwork is vital here for the sport of table tennis. Again, Feng Tianwei, it just totally outpaced her opponent. This is not a good game here for Sabine in the second. With a huge deficit. Reverse spin. No, you see that? The German was trying to rush it too hard.
Doesn't seem to me to be very comfortable when she's playing her forehand topspin, because she's struggling a little bit with the technique and directions and not feeling comfortable. But again, Feng is finding the middle very well, as she always does in her matches. So this is a sign of a confident Feng Tianwei.
Things certainly have really changed in favor of Feng. 11-2. Now she's up by 2 games. Well, the third game is about to start. Feng Tianwei to serve. Very comfortable cushion there, built by her. Back and exchange again, down to the middle. Sudden change of direction from Sabine, and the answer was not there, though. The ball was sent long again. A good intention, though. Oh, poor return. Didn't read the opponent's serve very well.
And tactically also this match is slipping away from her. Her coach told her to be a little bit more active also in the returning of service, trying to do this backhand banana flick as they call it, and be much more active over the table. But in the beginning, Feng is dominating.
Again, see that? She's trying to make things happen in a forceful way, but you know, it didn't really go that way.
It's typically when you don't feel that you can play on a pace, so the tempo is too high, and you feel that you cannot stay with it with Feng in the rallies. Then of course you have only the option to take a few chances.
3-2.
But still the key for Sabine is then to return a little bit better. I think too much backhand here in the beginning. She won't win that those kind of exchanges.
See it again. She's trying to change direction.
Timeout.
Timeout called by Sabine's coach, and she is distraught.
She gave the coach a little bit of a look there. So I don't think she was too happy.
Right. Things are not going well for Sabine. There you go, the score there, 11-9, 11-2, and so far the situation is certainly in Feng's favor. Sabine Winter needs to regroup herself in order to have any chance to survive here.
You've done 2-0 in games and 2-4, and now with the serves to come up with something that's not been there before.
2-5.
Meanwhile, Feng is very confident now, executing very well with all the weapons in her arsenal. Backhand, you see that? Very consistent and with no mistakes whatsoever.
I mean, that's one of you're playing to the strength of Feng Tianwei. If you
Exactly.
try to exchange backhand, you have to go maybe deep forehand, challenge that, get out to a forehand topspin, make her really make a move on the first opening shots.
Mixing things up a little bit. Forehand now.
7-2.
Feng Tianwei, her powerful topspin also works now. Good return there, Sabine. Forcing her opponent to be far away from the table.
And that she came out on the perfect distance, came up a little bit more, gave herself a little bit more time, and it's better to take those rallies to force that kind of topspin exchanges then.
7.
Yeah, 2 points in a row. That might boost her confidence a little bit. High toss serve. Short. Back and exchange again. Yeah, acceleration with sudden speed there.
High quality backhand shot. No doubt about that. Got out on perfect distance again and was very active with her wrist and forearm.
She needs to really believe herself. The numerous and erroneous returns there from Sabine, very costly. Again, just trying to generate power by turning her body in the middle.
6-9.
Feng couldn't control the topspin right there. Oh.
6-10.
But overall, you know, from this point, you can tell that Feng was taking an upper hand, close to body shot there, creating the opportunities for herself down the line.
And it's so favorable also for Feng. She has a strength in really placing the ball towards the middle, and here
That's right.
you're playing an opponent that struggles from the middle also. Some players may be better or worse from the middle, but Sabine is not really at all comfortable when on that placement, both in service and attack. So no contest really so far.
No. The German really needs to put up a fight there in the fourth game in order to survive, in order to bounce back. We'll be right back.
For game, winter set, love all. One love.
All right, the fourth game has just gone underway. Let's just see if Sabine can really do some damage here.
One
See,
all.
I still feel, Michael, that she's trying to rush to make things happen.
I think that's also because she's very uncomfortable from that placement, and again Feng is finding the middle all the time, and she's struggling just to get her footwork in order to move away and get space for quite a long forehand technique. So obviously there are technical issues with Sabine's forehand also, not to forget. It doesn't look very good from the middle especially.
Yeah, Feng is mixing things up there, and this time sending the ball to Sabine's forehand. Again, caught her off guard. Taking the ball early. Sabine trying to make things, yes,
All.
happen. And she was staying aggressive, and that paid off.
Four, three.
See, the serve was pretty good, but then again, you know, the serve and play there, she was rushing it.
Four,
Doesn't look comfortable in the court, Sabine Winter for the moment. Struggling with the tempo and forcing it, as you say.
Right.
Not comfortable, making a lot of errors.
And she was even trying the turbo attacking style, but again, the pace was just too much in a hurry, and accuracy reduced. Feng Tianwei is leading.
4, 6.
My opinion also can be a good start for Feng Tianwei. She looks very, very comfortable. She's playing no hesitation. It shows a lot of variation, and obviously they worked on a couple of things to prepare for a championship of this nature. This is a player that can really compete for the title. And then
Well, she is certainly very, very confident going to this tournament. As we mentioned before, that she just lately won the Asian Cup. Remember, most of the top players from the female side are from Asia, and she went there defeating China's rising star Zhu Yuling, defending. Also, she defeated Liu Shiwen, former world #1 there, and her arch rival, and Liu Shiwen certainly feels that way too, and making Liu Shiwen feel very, very unhappy about that loss. And with that title under her belt just now, she is really confident. She is really at her peak right now. And certainly the Chinese view her as one of the major, major threats for the women's title. Beautiful forehand there. Setting him up nicely with her top spin to finish this shot.
And as you say, the Asian Cup should be mini World Championship.
In a way, it is really in that scale. And it was held, remember, in China. So that's why when she beat the home favorite Liu Shiwen, that really, excuse me, correction, that in actually the Middle East, it really meant something that when she beat Liu Shiwen. So it really was quite a kind of like a hot blow to Liu, and Liu is still trying to bounce back from the terrible loss in Moscow to Feng.
8-6.
A couple of casual points given away to Sabine. Feng is trying to close out the game now and the whole match.
8-7.
You see a little bit casual here, right? In a way.
She lost some of her concentration
Right.
for a while, having a few errors, and that's the game of table tennis. Sometimes you you drop your concentration level, and okay, it's a timely timeout.
There you go. Her coach is caught because, you know, she, as you said, Michael, the focus was not quite there, knowing that she is going to be on her way to winning the whole thing. From what I heard, Jin Jinhong right again was not talking about tactics. Basically, you know, her tactics are working, but it's just a way to slow down her pace a little bit to let her have a chance, let Feng have a chance to regroup herself to close out a match here. Catch her breath.
Time, please.
Yeah, more attention should be given to her forehand again, according to Jin Jinhong. Let's just see if Feng can execute well here. She is basically 4 points away, excuse me, 3 points away from the victory here and a third round ticket. There you go. Forehand works.
Good coaching, and also good serve. This was the first time a little bit longer, perfectly actually set up by the coach and the player. I'm sure that's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, to be active with your forehand and really push harder on your serve.
Difficult for Sabine to reach it. Ah, beautiful spin right there. Look at the return.
High quality shot, backhand over the table,
To flick it right like that. A lot of power from her wrist. Match point. Good return from Feng, but not the second one. She has a chance to serve out. So the 28-year-old Singaporean lady there, Feng Tianwei, the backbone player of the team of Singapore, is now through to the third round.
And did it in style, I would say, and really confident, and it's interesting to see what she can do in this competition, no doubt about that. Sabine Winter struggled with her technique, really tempo was too high, made a lot of mistakes, and will have to go back and work in the training hall. That's
true.
the only way forward.
Patience is the virtue. There you go. Scores right here: 11-9, 11-2, 11-6, and 11-8. Feng Tianwei, 4 games in a row, and now she's through to the 3rd round. Congratulations to her. And we'll be back with more action from Table 1 later. Stick around.